awesome job, Paul. That was really beautiful. It was really nice.
Thank you. Let me start by asking you a question. What is family? This is a question that has been asked and answered by many, with different responses coming from different people. Some say that family is a shelter that provides you with warmth and comfort. Others say that family is represented by the people within. Me? I've been asking myself that question since when I was only a little boy. But it wasn't until the summer of 2018 when I finally found an answer. Back when I was in elementary school, my father used to always drive me to school in the morning before driving himself to work. Every day, we talked, we joked, discussed meaning of life, and a strong bond instantly grew in between us. In 7th grade, however, I made the decision to attend faith school as a boarding student, and I studied abroad in the United States ever since. Since then, my father and I were rarely able to contact each other due to the time difference between China and the United States. And even when I returned to China during school breaks, my father would sometimes be forced to go on international business trips due to his job. It soon became a challenge for me as I grew worried that the relationship between us was becoming more and more distant. Therefore, when Father's Day came by during my 8th grade year, I knew that it was the opportunity for me to make up for the loss of time that we spent together. I wanted to give my dad something unique, something special, something out of the ordinary. Then, a brilliant idea suddenly popped into my mind. I remembered that one of my father's favorite songs was Attention by Charlie Puth. As you can see, he clearly puts in his best efforts to catch up to the modern mainstream pop culture. So, putting my creativity into full use, I took out the lyrics word by word and scrambled them up in a random order. Then, I kindly asked my father to clearly read the words out loud one by one, telling him that it was an English vocal test. By the end of this so-called test, I had already secretly recorded all of my father's pronunciations of those words and syllables. And after importing all those recordings into music editing software on my computer, I managed to isolate every word apart from one another and reorganize the audio so that the words fell in the right order and rhythm. Finally, I was able to use the software to edit each of the word's syllables to appropriate notes to form the correct melody of the song, as if my father was actually singing the song. Only, he sounded like an auto-tuned robot mixed with chipmunk and Pokemon, rather than a normal human voice. As last step, I created a video to go along with my father's edited singing, and after 2 full days of ceaseless mixing and editing, I pulled out my laptop and showed him the final product. I watched the expression on my father's face turn from confused to surprised, from surprised to delighted, and from delighted to deeply moved. At the sound of his auto-tuned voice, he laughed out loud as tears of pure joy and happiness rolled out of his eyes. When the song came to an end, a genuine smile appeared on his face, and he reached out his arms to give me a huge hug. Watching him smile made me smile too. Later that day, I told my father about my worries that we were becoming more detached since we could not spend as much time together as before. Hearing this, my father first chuckled. Then, placing his hand on my shoulder, he looked into my eyes and said, "Son, wherever you are, whatever you do, and no matter how often we meet, your mother and I will always love you the same, because you are family to me." And it was at that moment when I finally realized, from my father's words, I understood that when it comes to family, what matters is not the distance between one another. What matters is the love and care. Recently, I thought back upon a book that I read in 4th grade named Maniac McGee, and I believe a lot of you here also read the book. Maniac McGee is a Newbery Award-winning novel written by American author Jerry Spinelli, and it tells a story in which 11-year-old Jeffrey Maniac McGee runs away from his unloving aunt and uncle after the death of his parents. A year later, he meets a girl named Amanda Beale in a town called Two Mills and becomes intimate friends with her. After encountering and overcoming multiple obstacles and challenges within the town, Jeffrey is adopted by Amanda's family, finally being able to belong to a true family who loved and cared for him. At the end of the book, the author depicted on one last scene with Maniac and Amanda walking together in the park, sending to readers his final message. It read, "Maniac said nothing. He was quite content to let Amanda do all the talking, for he knew that behind her grumbling was all that he had ever wanted. He knew that truly, finally, at long last, someone was calling him home." And though I did not realize what those last sentences of the story had meant when I first read them, I am now able to look at them with a completely new perspective. While our main character had long lost his biological family, he was able to become part of a brand new one because of the people in it truly loved and cared for him. Family isn't just defined by blood or by location. Instead, it is a place that will always have your back whenever you encounter an obstacle. It is a place that you can express your feelings to anytime you're feeling down. And most importantly, it is a place that you can always belong to, whatever the circumstances. I will remain forever grateful to be born in a family that I am now fortunate enough to have. And I'm more than eager to build one such family in the future on my own as well. Thank you.